Let me ask you something honest. The last time you got paid, where did that money actually go? Because here's a little calculation most people have never done. Say you grab a coffee on the way to work, maybe a nice lunch from a street vendor, a snack in the afternoon, a couple of forgotten subscriptions quietly draining your account in the background. Add it all up, and you could be bleeding through $10,000 every single year without ever feeling like you're spending big. That's the silent thief of your financial future. Not one massive bad decision, just 1,000 tiny ones with no system to stop them. The problem isn't that you're bad with money. The problem is that nobody ever gave you a system for it. Today, I'm going to change that. I spend a good amount of time thinking about how ordinary people can build real, lasting wealth, not through luck, but through simple systems that run on autopilot. If you're someone who gets paid, feels good for about a day, and then wonders where it all went before the next payday rolls around, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. Because today, I'm walking you through the exact payday routine that will take you from financially clueless to saving over 50% of your income, building a substantial net worth in my early 20s, 30s, or 40s. And the best part? Once it's set up, it runs completely on autopilot. Stick with me to the end. Why your checking account is a wealth trap. Let me start with a question. How much money is sitting in your everyday bank account right now? For most people, it's where the paycheck lands and where it quietly disappears. Rent, utilities, a card payment here, a takeaway there, and then before the next pay cycle, you're sitting there wondering where it all went. This isn't a discipline problem, it's a design problem, and the design of your checking account is working against you. Here's the math. Inflation is currently running at around 3 to 4%. Your regular checking account? It's earning you something in the range of 0.01% interest. So if you've got $1,000 just sitting there doing nothing, you are effectively losing around $35 of real purchasing power every single year. You're not standing still, you're going backwards. I call your everyday checking account your home base. And the golden rule of home base is simple. Money doesn't live here. It passes through. Think of it like a post office. Its only job is to receive your paycheck, cover your fixed bills, rent, utilities, the essentials, and then immediately route everything else to the places where your money can actually work for you. This is where most people stop. They leave everything in one account and wonder why they never seem to get ahead. The difference isn't income, it's routes, and that's exactly what we're about to build. Why willpower will always fail you. Now, you might be thinking, I've tried saving before and it just didn't stick. I hear you, and I want to tell you a story because I was exactly there. When I first decided to get serious about saving, I set a goal to save 50% of everything coming in. I was motivated, I was tracking every cent, I was moving money manually into savings like clockwork. For about 3 weeks. Then real life crept in. I was hungry, I was tired, I wanted new trainers, I wanted a night out, and slowly, quietly, the habit collapsed. 6 months later, I hadn't saved a single thing after those first few weeks. Here's what I discovered after that failure. Wealthy people aren't more disciplined than you. They don't have more willpower. What they have are systems that remove the decision entirely. When saving and investing happen automatically, before you ever touch the money, you never have to fight the urge to spend it. It's already gone, working, growing. The mistake most people make is treating saving like a choice they make every month. The wealthy treat it like a bill, non-negotiable, fixed, automatic. And once I made that mindset switch and built the system I'm about to show you, everything changed. So let's build it together. Separate your wants and needs. Before we talk automation, we have to do one thing first, and most people skip this, which is exactly why they stay stuck. Grab a pen and paper, pull up your last 3 to 6 months of bank statements. Draw a line down the middle of a page. On the left, write needs. On the right, write wants. Needs are simple.
rent, insurance, utilities, groceries, transport to work. If you genuinely cannot survive without it, it's a need. Everything else, the restaurant meals, the streaming services, the gym membership you barely use, those go in the wants column. Now add up both columns. That needs total, that's your financial baseline. In an ideal world, your baseline should sit below 50% of your monthly income. If you really want to accelerate your wealth, aim for 25% or below. Look, I know that sounds extreme right now, but stay with me. Here's where it gets really interesting. Most people look at that needs column and think it's fixed. It isn't. Do you need a car, or just a car that expensive? Could you live somewhere slightly smaller for a year and invest the difference? Sometimes you don't need to earn more, you need to renegotiate what you've accepted as unavoidable. And if your expenses genuinely can't come down, your income absolutely can go up. Your earning potential has no ceiling. Your saving potential does. We'll come back to that. Once you know your baseline, subtract it from your monthly income. What's left is the money we're going to put to work.
Your emergency shield. The first place your money needs to go, every single payday, is into a high-yield savings account. Here's what most people don't realize. Your traditional bank is essentially using your money to invest and loan out, generating 8 to 10% returns, and in return, they hand you roughly 0.05%. A high-yield savings account changes that equation entirely. Right now, these accounts are paying around 3 to 5% annually. Take the same $10,000 in a regular savings account that earns you about $5 a year. In a high-yield savings account, you're looking at up to $500. Same money, same security, same zero risk. Wildly different outcome. And this account has one purpose to begin with: your emergency fund. I can't overstate how important this is. Studies show that most people in developed countries couldn't cover a $1,000 unexpected expense without going into debt. Think about that. One broken down car, one medical bill, 1 week without work, and millions of people are forced into credit card debt at 20 to 25% interest rates. That one emergency becomes a financial spiral that lasts years. Your emergency fund is the buffer between you and that spiral. It gives you something money often can't buy: peace of mind. How much do you need? Take your monthly financial baseline and multiply it by 3. That's your minimum. Multiply by 6 for a stronger cushion. Set up an automatic transfer, even 10 to 20% of your paycheck every single pay cycle, without fail. And once you hit that number, stop saving here, because this is where we shift from defense to offense. The one guaranteed return you're probably ignoring. Before we talk investing, I need to address something that quietly destroys more wealth than almost anything else: high-interest debt. Think about it this way. If someone offered you a guaranteed 25% return on your money, you'd jump at it immediately. If you're carrying credit card debt at 20 to 25% interest, paying that off is exactly that: a guaranteed risk-free return. Why would you invest in the market for a possible 8 to 10% when you're losing 25% on debt every single day? It's like trying to fill a bucket with a massive hole at the bottom. Plug the hole first. Now, there are 2 methods for paying down debt, and this is where psychology matters as much as math. The first is the avalanche method. You attack the highest interest debt first, while paying minimums on the rest. The second is the snowball method. You target the smallest debt first, regardless of interest rate, just to feel the win and build momentum. Here's the reality. The best method is the one you'll actually stick to. If you're disciplined and numbers-driven, go avalanche. If you need that psychological boost to stay on track, start with snowball. Either way, automate those extra payments and treat them like a bill, non-negotiable. Once the high-interest debt is gone, we redirect that money to where it builds real, lasting wealth. The compounding engine. Now we play offense, and this is the most important move in the entire system, one that most people put off for years, not realizing how catastrophic that delay actually is.
Let me show you something that will permanently change how you see time and money. Imagine 3 people. Person A starts investing $100 a month at age 18. Person B waits until 25. Person C waits until 35. They all invest the same $100 monthly at the same 8% annual return. Person A retires with roughly $500,000. Person B walks away with around $320,000. Person C, just $130,000. Same amount invested every month, but person C ends up with less than half of what person A built, simply by waiting. That difference isn't about income or intelligence, it's about time. And once time is gone, you cannot buy it back. This is the magic of compound interest. The money you invest makes money. That money makes more money. And then that money makes even more. Here's what most people don't realize. You don't need to invest thousands to get started. You need to start immediately with whatever you have. In the United States, the vehicle for this is a Roth IRA. You invest money you've already paid tax on, and here's the extraordinary part. Every single cent of growth inside that account is completely tax-free. You contribute $10,000, it grows to $100,000, and you owe nothing on that $90,000 gain. Zero. But there's one critical mistake people make here that costs them potentially hundreds of thousands of dollars. They open the account, transfer money in, and then just leave it sitting there as cash. The account itself does nothing. You have to actually invest that money into funds. Don't make this mistake. Also, if your employer matches your pension or 401k contributions, even partially, that is literally free money. Capturing every single penny of that match before anything else should be your absolute first move. No investment in the world offers a guaranteed 50 or 100% immediate return the way an employer match does. Automate your contributions. Set it and forget it. Let time do the rest. The long game. Index funds. Once you've maxed out your tax-advantaged accounts, any additional investing goes into a regular brokerage account. Now, what do you actually invest in? You don't need to be a financial genius to build serious wealth through investing. You don't need to pick stocks or time the market. Over a century of market history points to one simple strategy: low-cost index funds. An index fund tracks a broad collection of assets across the entire economy. When one company does poorly, another picks up the slack. Over any 10-year period in modern history, this kind of diversified investing has delivered an average annual return of around 8 to 10%. Think about what that means with real numbers. Invest $250 a month consistently for 40 years at 8%, and you're looking at over $1.3 million, completely built on boring, consistent, automated contributions. Now, a lot of people panic during market downturns and sell. This is the single biggest wealth-destroying mistake ordinary investors make. Here's the truth. Every single market crash in history has been followed by a full recovery and then a new high. The 2008 financial crisis, the 2020 pandemic crash. Every single time, the market came back stronger. Set up automatic monthly investments, ignore the noise, stay consistent. That's the entire strategy. Your step-by-step action plan. All right, enough theory. Let's build this right now. Step 1, know your numbers. Pull your bank statements, do the wants versus needs exercise, calculate your financial baseline. This takes 30 minutes and it will be the most valuable 30 minutes you spend this month. Step 2, open a high-yield savings account if you don't have one. It's free, it's online, it takes 10 minutes. Set up an automatic transfer for at least 10 to 20% of your paycheck on the day you get paid. If 10% feels like too much right now, start with $5. Seriously, just start. Step 3, calculate your emergency fund target. Monthly baseline multiplied by 3 for a starter fund, by 6 for a strong one. Keep saving until you hit it, then redirect.
Step 4. Attack high-interest debt aggressively. Choose your method: avalanche for speed and efficiency, snowball for psychological momentum. Automate the extra payments. Step 5. Open a Roth IRA or equivalent tax-advantaged account, even $50 a month. Set up automatic contributions. And remember, once the money is in there, invest it into funds. Don't let it sit as cash. Step 6. Maximize any employer pension or retirement match. Capture all of that free money before anything else. Step 7. Open a regular brokerage account for additional investing. Set up automatic monthly purchases into a low-cost index fund. Set it, leave it alone, check in once a month for 20 minutes, and move on with your life. That's the whole system. 7 steps, fully automated, running in the background while you sleep, while you work, while you live your life.
I want to leave you with this. Once your system is running, you don't have to think about money obsessively. You don't have to stress. The system handles the tough part, and you get to live your life knowing your future is being built in the background every single day. You can be the person who starts today and is dramatically ahead financially in 5 years. Or you can be the person who says, "I'll start next month for the next decade." The real difference is the decision you make right now. Not next week, not when you get a raise. Now, with whatever you have. And if this video gave you a new way to think about your finances, subscribe and share it with someone who needs to hear it. The more people who understand this system, the more people who break the cycle of financial stress for good. I'll see you in the next one.